We all know that production generates income. However, production also generates costs. In this video, we're going to discuss various production costs in detail. First, we can differentiate factors of production into two groups according to their nature, namely fixed factors and variable factors. Fixed cost is the cost of fixed factors. As suggested by its name, the amount of fixed factor needed remains unchanged when the volume of output increases. Therefore, fixed cost also remains the same when the volume of output increases. On the contrary, the amount of variable factors needed usually increases with the volume of output, and so the variable cost will increase as well. Second, we can quantify the two types of costs by three different methods: total cost, average cost, and marginal cost. Total cost. Total cost is the easiest one among the three. Total cost means the cost you have to pay for utilizing a certain amount of factor of production. Let's look at the following example. Assume that I only need labor and land for my production. Among them, land is my fixed factor of production while labor is the variable one. The rent of that piece of land is $40, and I have to pay $2 for each unit of labor, or $4 for 2 units of labor, and so on. So my production cost schedule would be like this. It's worth it to note that total fixed cost still exists even if there's no production activity, since we can't change the amount of fixed factor of production. This results in unavoidable fixed cost. Meanwhile, variable cost increases when there's an increase in input. As total cost equals total variable cost plus total fixed cost, and total variable cost increases when the volume of output increases, total cost also increases with volume of input. Average cost. Average cost is the cost of factors of production needed per unit of product produced. Let's look at the following table. From the example, it's quite clear that the average cost drops when the volume of output increases. Since average fixed cost equals fixed cost divided by output, and fixed costs remain unchanged, average fixed costs always decrease when output increases. Furthermore, as average variable cost is constant in this example, and average cost equals average fixed cost plus average variable cost, the average cost will fall when the volume of output rises. Marginal cost. Before going into the details of marginal cost, let's explain what marginal is first. The word marginal here is more or less the same as extra. It means how many extra things we get when an extra unit of resource is utilized. In other words, marginal cost is the extra cost we have to bear for an extra unit of output. So let's look at the table again. In this example, we can see that increases in output won't bring any extra fixed cost because fixed cost is literally fixed. As a result, marginal fixed cost must be zero anyway. Meanwhile, marginal variable cost is the total cost at a certain level of output minus the total cost at the previous level of output. The previous three methods are commonly used to quantify costs. In later sessions, we'll explore some economic phenomena related to production cost.